All right, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. And so basically today, aside trading, I believe there are enough signals on you for you all on the Telegram to take, and then most signals will come throughout the day. Okay. So I just want to have a quick chat with our boss. For those of you who have been participating in the copy trading and all of that, there are a lot of questions some of you have been asking and all of that. Okay. So he will briefly talk to us about his style of trading. All right. And then maybe give us a quick beginner's guide. All right. Most especially those of you who want to start taking signals, who want to start trading on your own and all of that. He will quickly talk to us on that. And then you go ahead, because I noticed that some of you who just started copying, some with $50 and all of that, you are not even patient enough to see. Okay, you've not even copied this trader for over a week and you're already complaining and you're already unfollowing and all of that. Okay, some weeks are like that. And for those of you who have been following on the chat and even on the video I made recently, okay, somebody did copy the street, and in less than a week, that person, tripled his account from $50 to around $160. Okay, some weeks are like this, all right, and then some weeks are more profitable. That is the more reason why he will be talking to us on his style of trading and why you should be more relaxed when you're copying his trade and allow the trader to do their thing and all of that. All right. Then after that, he will take your questions, whatever questions you have. You can go ahead and just indicate by raising your hand if you do have questions. Then we can allow you to unmute yourself. If you are joining us via YouTube, you can use the chat section, okay, to send in your question, and he will definitely attend to all of that. We don't intend to stay in this meeting for more than 30 minutes. So yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, boss, over to you. You can just unmute yourself and briefly introduce yourself, then we can take it off from there.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It's
Let
great to
us
be here.
know, let's know who you are, and
Yeah.
then you take it off from there.
So yeah, my name is AKA. I'm a crypto trader. I've been trading the markets for pretty much 3 years. Yeah. So I also have a Telegram community and a Discord community where I share my signals. Yeah, so it's great to be here with you guys. And um we last week wasn't really a good week, to be honest. The previous week was a about trading that basically says that before you even engage in crypto trading, you need to understand that crypto trading is a highly volatile activity, right? The assets we are trading are volatile. If trading these assets with leverage, so you need to understand before you get into it that it's not an activity that you're going into and you're sure that, oh, every trade I'm taking has to give me profits 100%. No, you need to understand the risk involved before you go into the activity. So crypto trading is a very, very highly volatile activity, and there's always a potential for losses, right? So all my trades are not financial advice. There are signals to help you. If you're a trader on your own, you're really going to have fun. Might not clear out. But if you have some knowledge of charts, when I drop my signals, you can go to the charts, look through, just look at what I predicted, from your opinion about it. Some guys on my channel always do that. Like when I take trades, they look at it, they decide, oh, they're going to enter here, they're going to exit here. Yeah. So basically, I'm a swing trader. All my signals come with very defined exit points, exit points being take profit points, and stop loss targets. All my trades come with a well-defined stop loss and an entry. So previously I used to give for the entry price, and I think I would go back to that. For the entry price, I used to always give a range, right? I used to give a range because um it's not really I don't really like giving just a particular end AVAX, which is on the screen right now, I don't like to say enter AVAX at 21.000. No, I always like to give a target, like enter between 20.5 and where exactly you want to enter. But other things on my signals are more well defined. Like if you go through any of my signals, you would see an entry price, you would see the trade type, which is long or short. You would see an SL. So one thing about my style of trading is I'm very, very big on risk management because I think risk management is something that a lot of traders do not take very seriously or they don't understand how important it is. But over time, I've figured out that without risk management, there's almost zero chance that you're going to be profitable, right? Because if you stop loss, like I don't know, I really don't know why you should be getting liquidated while trading. I haven't been liquidated in the past, like maybe 1 year plus, because there's no chance of getting liquidated if you use a stop loss. So what a stop loss do is that a stop loss, like the name implies, stops your loss. It gives you another chance to take another trade, right? If how I take my trades, I look at the markets. I don't really trade with emotions telling me. I analyze based on what the market is telling me, and I run my setup, and then I post all my setups on Telegram. So obviously, I now also post all my setups on the Trading Mastery Telegram. So that's how I trade. So sometimes when I do this, when any trader does this, like you have to understand that sometimes the market switches up. Sometimes I might be wrong about my setup. Sometimes the market says this is bullish or this is bearish, and then my entry might be wrong. My exit points are hardly wrong, but my entry might be wrong. So all this, right? All this is why you use a stop loss, because a stop loss says, okay, you're wrong about this trade, but it's not a criteria for you to now get liquidated because you're wrong about a particular thing, right? So what a stop loss does is, normally my stop loss is between 40% of my margin. So let's say I'm trading with $100. There's no scenario where I can lose more than $40 out of the $100. So you shouldn't be getting wrecked because of one trade or because of two trades, because you have a stop loss. You should always use a stop loss. Like when I drop a signal, you should not just take the enterprise and enter. You should set Bybit has made it possible for you to set your take profit points and then your stop loss before you even open the trade. So that's what you should always do. I don't really think there's no scenario where you should take a trade, not just my trade, but there's no scenario where you should take a trade without a trailing stop loss. So like I said, once if peradventure, let's say trade goes bad, right? The stop loss just enables you to have, let's say, like the example I gave, $100. It gives you that $60. You can use it to take another trade rather than losing the whole $100 or losing $80 or losing $90 because the trade didn't go as planned. No. So there's no scenario where you should be able to lose all your money on a particular trade. Another thing is, part of risk management is not just using a stop loss. It's you shouldn't trade with 100% of your portfolio. You should only always trade with part of your portfolio. If I have, let's say, for example, I have $300 in my trading account, I'm not going to take any trade with more than $50, right? If I have $300 or if I have $400 or $500, then maybe I can take trades with 60, 70. But you shouldn't have $200 and you're taking one trade with $100. You shouldn't have $100 and you're taking one trade with $80 or $90. That's really not how to trade. That's really bad risk management, right? So risk management is a very important part of how I trade. If you just taking time to look at my signals, you see my leverage. And that thing I never do is high leverages. That's not really how I trade. So some people like to take advantage of the market. When you see an opportunity, you just don't need high leverage, 20x, 30x. That's not how I trade, because already most people that do that don't use a stop loss. Because where do you want to put your stop loss if you're trading an asset with 20x? Where are you going to put your stop loss? If you're trading with 30x, where are you going to put your stop loss? So it's not all about making all the money from one trade. Maybe you see one setup, oh, I like the setup management. You take the profit you can take from that particular setup, and then you move on to another trade. But when you're trying to max out on each particular setup with high leverages, that's when there's a potential to get wrecked. So last week was not really a good week in terms of trading for me, but I still made some profits from some trades. Even the trades I lost, obviously, because of my stop loss, my loss was very minimal, or my losses were very minimal, right? So in really that's just how to trade. And that part of risk management is that you notice that all my trades, there are like 4 take profit points. So the way I take profits is I take profit one when I'm opening my trade, when I'm setting up the signal, right? The loss before you even open the trade, you can set your stop loss and your take profit. So the take profit I usually use is take profit 4. So that's the profit I usually input into my bybit um when I am when I'm opening a trade. I use the 4th take profit, which is the final take profit. But immediately your position opens, you can then start to set up. Maybe I should share my screen while I'm making this particular explanation, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
go
it's
ahead.
going
Go
to be
ahead.
much easier to understand. So let me share my screen. Um, yeah, so um so this is a trade I'm currently on, TIA. TIA shorts I dropped I think on Saturday or so. So what I do is, once the trade opens, I come to limits. You can also do this on the mobile app. Once the trade opens, I come to limit. I come to closing price. And then if you go to the signal I dropped, you see 4 take profit. So the first take profit is 6.6199. That 6.6199. And then I close 25%. So I'm setting an order that at 6.6199, that once TIA gets to 6.6199, 25% of my position should be closed, right? And then I confirm. Once I confirm, that's all. So and then I do the same thing for the profit points, which is 6.3288. Come back to limit 6.3288, and then close 25% as well. So, and then I do that for the third, which is 5.9923, come back, comes limit 5.9923, another 25%, and it's done. So what I do is I close 25% at take profit 1, 25% at take profit 2, 25% at take profit 3, and then at the final take profit is just 25% that is going to be left. So if you come to current orders, you would see all the orders. So I think take profits 1 and closed 25% of my position. So if you look at this, you can see order price, you can see take profit 2, you can see take profit 3 here, right? And then the final take profit, if you look at the position itself, you see the final take profit here, which is 5.53. So all this is part of risk management. That's really how I trade, right? Because another thing is once I get to take profit one, like right now, this trade has already gotten to take profit one. I then move my stop loss to my entry price. So yeah, I then move my stop loss to my entry price. Let me go to the tier chart so you can that'll be easier for you to see. So I move my stop loss. So once I get to take profits one on every trade, not just this tier trade, once I get to take profits one on every trade, I immediately move my stop loss to my entry price. So that now mitigates. There's once I get to take profits one, there's no chance of making a loss on that particular trade because even if the the price of the asset retraces, I am already I've already moved it to my entry price. So I'm just going to break even. I'm really not going to break even because I already made profit from take profit one. So even if it's small profits, even if it's not the profit you planned from that particular trade, maybe you've already targeted, um, maybe you've already targeted you're making so dollars when it gets to the final take profit, but you can't really work with that. There's a very low chance that all trades are going to get to the final take profit. So once it gets to take profit two, I move my stop loss to take profit one. Once it gets to take profit three, I move my stop loss to take profit two. So that's just how I keep managing my risk. So if you look at this, right, it's a short trade. So where it is right now, 6.95, you can see SL. I don't know if you can see my screen clearly, but you can see SL, the first point here, you can see SL 6.94, blah, blah, entry was initially. In fact, I always make it a little bit below my entry. So I'm making a small profit if it goes back to my entry. Take profits one. The next take profits here, you can see 6.42, limit 6.4253, right? That's the second take profits. But if you look at it right now, it's in between my stop loss, which is 6.94, and my second take profits. So I don't have to be worried about this trade. Like the worst case scenario for this trade is that it goes back to my entry and closes at my entry. And in that case, I've already made profits from take profits one. So I'm not making any loss. But like another scenario is that it can actually still go to my other targets. I don't have to be worried that, oh, let me be monitoring this trade. Let me close it at so before it goes back and gets to a loss. No, because I've already moved my stop loss to my to my entry price. So there's no chance of making a loss on this trade. So that's an easy way I do like risk management. I think it's very, very important. Apart from the stop loss, always taking profits at different targets. At the same time, you don't have to wait for the targets I drop um, on my signal. If you're on a trade and you see that, oh, you're having so amount of profit, you can feel free to take some profits on your own. Like, I don't know the amount of money you're using for my network is unstable. I don't know the amount of money you're using to trade. So I can't tell you everything about the trade. I can't tell you when exactly to take profit. I can't tell you when to exit the trade. So once you're seeing profits from your trade any point, so to do that, you just come here, you come to market, click on market. Then you can choose to close 10%, or you can choose to close 25%, or you can choose to close 50%, as it's very dependent on you. So a lot of things when you're trading should be dependent on you. But if you're copy trading me, if you are following my signals strictly, like this is how I trade. I'm very big on taking profits because I don't control the market. You don't control the market. The market is the market. So the market can switch up. It could be bullish and it could turn bearish in a moment. It could be bearish and it could turn bullish in a moment. So you just have to use all these stop gaps and yeah, to ensure that regardless of what happens, you're giving yourself what all this does is that you're giving yourself a good enough chance to make profits. Yeah, so if you have any if anyone has any questions so far, I think you can ask now.
All right. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, basically, I think that is just it. Okay. The issue I'm personally having with majority of some of these new traders and is that they are very impatient when it comes to making money in the market. They just want to copy you and be making money, right? They don't want to see losses and all of that. Okay. And which is where we actually have a problem. But it's better that you've explained everything right now and yeah, I think I've made a video on that as well. You can actually equally monitor the copy trading from your end. All right. When you are copying a particular trader, you can see the trades that are in profit. You can see the trades that are in losses and all of that. Even if you are not doing the setting from the onset to put stop losses and all of that, whenever a trade is ongoing, you have the option to equally put stop loss and take profit in the copy trading that is already running. Okay, so some of these things are the measures you need to take from your own end. It is not like automatic stuff, right? Okay, even if you are copying, at times I get worried even when you send signals and you're telling people to put stop loss, somebody will just come and complain that he or she got liquidated. If you have made up your mind from the onset, right, that I'm going to risk $5 in this trade, and then I don't need to put stop loss. If I get liquidated, no problem. So why complain at the end of the day? Why complain at the end of the day? So let's equally look at those things and then try to apply everything that our boss here has mentioned. So if you have questions, okay, or more clarifications you need, you just need to raise up your hand, okay, and use the chat option that says raise up your hand and unmute yourself, okay, to ask your questions briefly before we call it off. And then basically,
Yeah, so let me just explain something in a moment. So the way copy trading works, right? Copy trading just gives you the opportunity to follow my trade exactly. So let's say for those that have been copy trading me, I think maybe those that started copy trading me last week could have seen some losses. But the way I trade, right? If you start copy trading me upper week, right? I think there was a copy trade account. It got to like times 4 or times 5. That's the upper week. And anybody who copy traded me would have his funds would have been like times 3, times 4. So even after what happened last week, right? I'm still in profit of let's say 2.5x. And anyone that stay copy trading me upper week would still be in profit right now. So patience is a very, very important aspect of trading. You have to be patient with setups, you have to be patient. Like you don't, it's not I can't tell you to just go and borrow money from somewhere and then come and copy my trade. And in 2 days or 3 days, you want to see
you double it.
times 5. No, no, I'm not a money doubler. Like if that could happen, I would go somewhere and take a loan of $1 million or $100,000 and then put it on trading. But no, it doesn't work like that. You have to be patient. And then when you see losses, like personally, this my trading psychology, right? I'm not scared of losses in the real sense of it because there's an almost zero chance that I put out um 20 trades and there's not going to be any loss, right? So if I put out 20 trades and like 5 or 6 are losses and 13 or 14 are profits, that's very fine for me because there's no way I've never claimed to be a trader with a 100% accuracy rate. I don't think there's any trader anywhere in the world that has a 100% accuracy rate. So losses happen. Like the way trading works, losses happen. So you should always be prepared for losses. But best thing about the best thing about is that with the proper risk management, your losses are mitigated. Then you have potential to lose. Making profits, you're making profit of 80, 90, 100, 140. In fact, the other week we had a trade that we got about that we had 140, 150%. Like, so if you do the math, you see that even if you have a few losses, the profits you have going to are still going to be way more. But anyway, this week, hopefully, we are not going to see a lot of losses. It's going to be profits back to back. Right now, I'm even trying to analyze charts and get some nice setups. So this week should be great, hopefully. So please feel free to ask your questions. Anything you want to ask, it doesn't have to be about copy trading, it doesn't have to be about risk management. Anything you want to ask about trading, please feel free to.
Yeah, guys, go ahead on mute your mic, okay, and ask your questions. All right. And just to let you know that majority of the signals you see on the platform there is equally, signal from the boss. So be taking those signals. And some of you are very selective, right? Some of you are very selective. Yeah, Samuel, go ahead and unmute yourself, okay? Are very selective when it comes to signals, all right? You don't need to, okay? You don't need to. And as I said, right, you don't need to enter trades with all of your capital. Okay. So if, for instance, you have $100 and you've made up your mind that if this whatever trade you're going to take today, that you don't want to lose more than $10 out of this $100. All right. You can just split that among all the trades you are going to take, because if you are very selective, some trades could go in profit and then some will go against you. What if you end up picking the trades that goes against you? What happened? Just like somebody was complaining that for the first time, he has been seeing signals the day he tried to pick one of the signal and then he hit his stop loss or whatever the person was sending. So just take all the signals, all right? Take all the signals. And the whole essence of our Zoom meetings and all of that is to help you understand how this chart of a thing works. So that when you wake up and then you see signals, you go look at your chart, you say, okay, this is actually maybe this is still at point of entry that I can still take this trade and all of that, right? That is the whole essence. So guys, you learn these things, okay? It is not magic. Learn these things and I bet you that you'll never regret it. All right? Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Yeah, morning.
My question is not basically on the copy trading. It's all about as a newbie, you picking up a trade. Like in my case, I will pick up a trade. It will be going in my favor. But within some minutes, maybe before I comes back, I'll not discover that I'm not in loss. So I don't really know as a newbie, what and what am I not doing right? Like, or how should I start, or where should I start? That's what I want to ask now.
So let me answer the question. So as a newbie, right, you're not setting up the signals by yourself. You're following a signal that is already dropped. So all I can say is that you should just follow the signal exactly how it works. So right, so make sure that your entry is correct. Make sure your stop loss is correct. Then make sure you set your take profit targets, right? Once you do all that, I don't think you need to do any other thing on the trade, because micromanaging the trade, you might say, oh, this trade is going bad, let me run and close it. Or you run and close it, and then it start going to profit. At the same time, another thing I can advise you to do is that when you see some profits, right, even if it hasn't gotten to the take profit point, I don't know if you were on the call when I demonstrated how you can take profits by yourself and how you can set the
Yes.
take profit. Yes, so
Yes.
ensure that for every trade you set your 4 take profits. Immediately the trade, the position opens, because when you're starting the trade, when you're entering the trade, when you're putting your entry price, when you set your leverage, when you have the opportunity to set up 1 take profit and 1 stop loss. So you set that up. Now, once the trade starts, like once the position opens, you now have the opportunity to set up your remaining 3 take profit points. So you set up your TP1, TP2, TP3. Once you do those 3 things, then you can rest. Now, another thing you can choose to do on your own, you can choose. So if you see profit that you like, you can choose to take 20%, 50%, any percentage you like. In fact, 75% if you want, because it's just, this game is all about profit. Like, profit is profit, whether it gets to where we planned for it to get to, whether it doesn't get to that point. When you're in profits, feel free to take profits anywhere you want to take profits, right? Because the trade might turn at any time. So feel free to take profits whenever. So what you can do is you can just take 25%, you can take 50%, and then you let the rest of the trade ride to the TP1, TP2, whatever. And then always ensure, very, very important, always ensure that once the trade gets to the first take profit and hits your TP1, always ensure that you move your stop loss to your entry price. That is very, very, very important. Because if you don't move your stop loss to your entry price, you could see the trade reversing and going back to your actual first stop loss, and then you discover that you're in a loss when others have made profits. So I would really advise, those are things I really advise. Always ensure that once you get to take profits one, you move your stop loss to your entry price. And at any point in trade, if you're seeing profits you like, you might be using $100 and you're seeing a profit, the trade is in 20% profit. 20% profit would be $20. So 50% of that would be $10. So you can choose to close 50% of the position and you've made your $10 profit. So the remaining $50, anything that happens on the trade, then it's fine with you. You've already taken some profits. So if you hit the stop loss or if you hit take profits one, you now do exactly how you attend to other trades. So that's just what I would advise. I don't know. Did I answer your question satisfactorily?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, Frank, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for the update. Sometimes what I did, like currently now I'm on this MAV. What I did, instead of closing the whole, I'm currently seeing a profit at the moment. Rather than taking maybe 25%, I've only adjusted so that my capital doesn't reduce and then maybe my profit can still increase. Rather than closing maybe 25%, I only adjusted my stop loss to a little bit above my entry so that as it goes up, my capital can still give me enough fund or enough profit. So even if it turns back now, my stop loss is still going to give me some profit. I made a couple of losses within the past week, but I know that's part of the risk. So that's just my contribution, not really a question per se. So if you don't want to use, I have made mistake of using all my capital on one trade and then stop loss hit. So that was the mistake. The moment you mentioned it, I was just laughing. I'm a victim. So I think if you don't want to take part of your if you don't want to take maybe 25% profit, you can just adjust your stop loss to a higher level. Maybe your take profit one. That's just my opinion. I don't know if I'm really correct, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're very, very correct. That's another way to go about. I think it's very important. So once you move that stop loss to above your entry price, that trade is already a profitable trade for you. There's no scenario where you can make a loss. So the only variable is now how much profit you're going to make. So I think that's really cool. That's something that another thing that any other person who wants to do that is you're very free to do that. If your stop loss above your entry and then the profit, you can now do that. But yeah, that's a very good one. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
All right, and to add to that, okay, while we speak to those who have small capitals and all of that, I know there are persons who have bigger capital and all of that. Okay, I think for persons like that, you need like more of a one-on-one counseling. It is advised that you do isolated and most of the time, but in most cases, right, if you have bigger capital, in most cases, instead of keep adjusting stop losses with 10, 5% move and all of that, all right? Once you have a bigger capital, I mean like 50K, $100,000 and all of that, you don't need to be using isolated margin on such. All right, you just use, because if you have that kind of capital, you will not be scalping. The reason why we advise more scalping is you are growing up your little capital. If you have, bigger capital in your account, what are you doing with scalping? You can allow your trade to run for maybe days or a week or two and all of that, and you still make profit. Because most of the time you will always see things like this play out. Let's say, for instance, you are projecting that you're going to enter this token somewhere around there, maybe when it gets to 21.7 and all of that. And then eventually it weeks down, maybe to this level of 21, and then eventually start turning back. If your stop loss is this close, all right, this would take you out. And then if your target was somewhere around maybe 22, 23, $24, you'll still see that at the end of the day, this will still hit, right? For instance, let's say you took a trade around this moves here, right? Let's say you took a trade around this move, not taking note of this trend line that is currently on here, right? Maybe you entered a trade around there and eventually it was in profit somewhere here, right? And you're supposed to ride this maybe to around 23 or $24. And then you adjust your stop loss immediately somewhere around there. All right, this would have taken you out, right? Maybe you adjust your stop loss to save some profit there. This would have taken you out. This is even, you would have even gone home with some profit and all of that. But look at the move that later happened. After coming to hit your stop loss, it later went up, which would have given you more profit. Okay, so if things like this happen in the market, it's better you just set your trade, okay, and allow it to play out. And then maybe when it has given you anything above 50% and all of that, but this will only work when you have, the capital to hold on to a trade for a long time, not with your $100, because you put your $100 in a trade on cross margin, maybe your liquidation will be somewhere around there, okay, and all of that. So if you have bigger capital, maybe you can seek more counsel, you can have a one-on-one, with the boss, and then maybe he will let you know how to do that. But this is not what we make public, because majority of you have little capitals and all of that, right? So always trade with isolated margin, and please always use stop loss. Equally, trade management is equally part of it. You cannot just set up your trade and say, I was busy, so I couldn't. If you are busy, just put stop loss and go your way, right? But if you are not that busy, as I said earlier, once your trade is triggered, just start setting to close your positions gradually. Once the first take profit is triggered and then 25% of your position is closed, immediately move your stop loss to entry, so that if eventually you are not there and the trade comes to hit your entry, you know that you are out of that trade in profit. All right, you are out of that trade in profit, that you're not losing anything. It's better to always break even as many times as you can than to always be losing. All right, it's better to always break even as many times as you can than to always be losing. And guys, try to trust the system, okay? Nobody is 100% perfect, as the boss has said, but once a trade or a signal is given to you, just make up your mind from the onset that in this signal or say, if I have this trade, if it goes against me, maybe the stop loss is even more than what you set up for yourself. Just monitor your trade and continue to adjust them accordingly. It's as simple as that. There are no two ways about that, okay? So any other question or any other observation, go ahead and unmute yourself and make those, okay? Yeah. If you don't want to unmute yourself, you can send a message, okay? You can use the chat section to send in your message, guys. Okay, if there are no more questions, I think that is it. Okay, so most signals will be sent on the group. The boss has, will I say it's a promise, right? Is it a promise that this way will be profitable for us? Though it has started already with the TIA token, right? It has started already. Those of you, those trades reflect on your account. I think you're in profit already. So hopefully, let's see how this week runs out, okay? Just copy the boss, set your leverage. He uses anything between 5x to 10x leverage at most. Okay, he uses between 5 to 10x leverage at most. So set your own leverage for the copy trading if you are going to do copy trading. If you have not seen that already, go and see the video on how to do copy trade. Don't use smart copy, okay? Don't use smart copy. If you are copying a trade with anything less than $500, don't use the smart copy option. switch to the advanced copy option, set up your leverage, set up your margin. All right. Set up your leverage, set up your margin. And because if you use a smart copy option and he always enter a trade with a minimum of $100, let's say $100 is 50% of his capital, it means that same thing will be reflecting in your account. And then he has told you that he has a max of 40 to 50% stop loss, right? That he can hold a trade until the trade goes against him by 40 or 50% with a 10x leverage. And then you enter a trade with $100. Minus 50% is minus $50. Minus 40% is minus $40. Minus 30% is minus $30. All right. So the smart option allow you to follow almost like everything that the trader is doing and all of that. But when you change your copy trading to the advanced option, it gives you the option to select your own leverage. It gives you the option to select your own margin. And then it gives you the option to determine how much you want to enter a particular trade with. Okay. Let's say the trader, the master trader opens a trade once in on TIA, for instance. Okay, it only costs you $10 to enter that trade. That is if you set that margin or the fixed margin to $10. Or if you set it to $20, that it was what it will cost you and all of that, right? So the advanced copy trading option gives you the option to do all of this. So make sure that you use the advanced copy option. I know we want to make this money, but we cannot be ignorant of the fact that we don't have control over the market, all right? If, for instance, I have like $1 billion in my account, we are about 19 of us in this Zoom right now. Okay, then maybe you add those on YouTube. We are about 20 of us. If all of us have like, let's say, have a $1 billion in our account, right? $500 million or whatever that is. Okay, in all of our various accounts, we can come today and say, okay, we want to push the market for AVAX. All right, deceive every other person, and then at the end of the day, we'll go in profit. All right. If I buy here, some other person buys here, definitely the price, okay, let's say we put in like $2 million or whatever in this market. AVAX will definitely move from where it is. Okay. We are going to shake the market actually. Though this one, the market cap is a bit high, we'll look at the low, a coin that has very low cap in the market. And then we'll decide to push that. That is when manipulation comes into the market, right? So people who have bigger capital like that can manipulate things like that, okay? We just pick a token in the market and make it go on top of the gainers list, and everybody will start buying. As they keep buying, the price will keep pumping, then we'll sell, and then we'll take, every other person's money in the market and run away. But we don't have that kind of capital, so we cannot control the market that way. You just have to be careful because, guys, for you to lose, all right, it means that there is some other person, like the market is not a one-way thing. Okay, if all of us here go into a trade, if half of us are winning, it means that half of us should be losing for the other half to win, right? If there is no loser in the market, there will be no winner. And then if there is no winner in the market, there will be no loser. So the market, it generally has been, in fact, the way traders, all these traders you see flaunting their wealth online, they are making their money out of the foolishness of the 80% of traders who always lose, all right? And this depends on their greed. It all deals with their emotions, everything. You just count it, everything you've been, that, I don't know, just count it, all right? Because if you make any silly mistake right now, it means that you're making that mistake in favor of another trader who is actually going to end up winning. So you just have to be smart about it, which is why we always advise that you use stop losses, and all of that, and just be careful because, if you are not smart about it, you just need to be greedy at times. You need to allow your emotion take a better part of you. For people like us who want to always win, you get. All right. So don't be crying when you lose money here, right? Because definitely the way you are praying to win is the same way some other person is praying to win. So at the end of the day, if the prayer favors the other the other person, it will definitely not favor you. All right. All of us cannot go into the market and come out as winners. All right. But we can minimize the amount of money we are ready to lose whenever we enter such trade. All right. That is when stop losses and all of that comes in. All right. Okay. Desmond is asking if he has 2K to copy your trade, how much should he send per trade? Sorry, you want to provide answer, but let me leave it for the master trader. Let me not be the one to answer. Boss, you can go ahead, okay? Desmond, you can unmute yourself, right? You can unmute yourself and throw more light on that. Why, you know? Go ahead, Desmond.
Okay, hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
good
can
morning,
hear you.
Mr. Donald. Yeah, I really appreciate your effort so far. I've been following your signals and also your analysis, and it's been so helpful for me. So I really wanted to like copy with 2K. So I wanted to know like how much should I set up per trade, Hello?
Oh,
So I wanted to know how much I
okay. How
should
much?
put per trade according to this particular capital I wanted to use to copy your trade.
How much? How much is your capital?
$2,000.
Okay, so I would advise you set up each trade with between $100 to $200.
Okay, $100 to $200.
Yes, $100 to $200 at your discretion. So
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. That's what I just needed to know.
okay, no problem. No
Yeah,
problem.
thank you. Okay.
All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, any other questions? You have questions, go ahead and ask those questions, okay, before we call it a day, guys. Ask your questions, guys.
I have a question, brother. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, iPhone, go ahead.
Yes. I'm using every trade you post for signal as a copy trade as different. But I want to boost for 300. How much I this tech?
You mean for the copy trade?
Yes, copy trade. The signal you are boosting for the group. You trade boosting for trade. Join.
Okay, your trading capital is $300, right?
Yes. How much I take it minimize my risk.
Please use between $20 to $30 per trade, okay? Use between $20 to $30 per trade. And then always trade on isolated margin in case you forget to put stop loss.
Everything you will be posted for that code in the group. It is there. I think.
Sorry, I didn't get it. I didn't get what you said last.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Any other question, guys? Okay. If there's no other question, briefly before we call it a day, guys, I just want to share this with you. You have between now and tomorrow. Tomorrow when exactly? Tomorrow. Yeah.
Before you go, before you go in, we have a group said if you post it for $100, you will make for 1K. How can it possible to make for 1K if you post it for $100?
If I don't get you. You mean if you have $100 as your trading capital?
You mean when you join for the group for the link, the title was 100. You deposit 100, you make for 1,000.
Okay. Yeah, that's a trading
How can
challenge. Let me explain, okay? It is a trading challenge that is still ongoing. We've not achieved that yet, okay? We're trying to, trade with $100 capital and see how we can grow that $100 to $1,000, all right? So some of us have gone far already, some are just starting. So you can still join the challenge as well, all right? You can still join the challenge as well. It's ongoing, all right? Hopefully, between that, the middle of next month, I will be, calling it off if whether we achieve it or not, okay, I'll be calling it out between now to the middle of next month. So that challenge is still ongoing, all right? We have between now till 15th of, December to actually conclude whether we'll have achieved that or not. So yeah, the challenge is still ongoing, all right? So you can equally join as well. It doesn't mean that you must join with $100, okay? The target is 100, so you can join with whatever size of capital that you have, all right? Yeah, that is a challenge that is ongoing. We are still on it, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, any other question? Any other question before I go into this? All right. I've been posting this on the Telegram, right? Some of us are not taking advantage of it, though this is actually risk-free to you. Is the CRDS token launchpad that is currently ongoing with on the bybit exchange, right? And then to be able to participate in this launchpad, you need the MNT token, or you need to have some USDT in your wallet, all right, to be able to participate in this. The easiest way to do this is having this MNT token in your wallet, all right? Because here, I think if you go read out the tags here, okay? So the balance of, let me check where that is. For USDT, you will need, where the snapshot is actually currently ongoing, all right? The snapshot is currently ongoing. Snapshot is when bybit actually know the number of either MNT token you have, and then the USDT you have. So within this period of the snapshot, if you don't have this money on your wallet, you will not be able to participate. This is a way to get this token, all right? As you can see here, one of these tokens will be selling at 0.08. 0.08. From my experience, when it comes to Launchpad, you're buying this token lower. When it is listed for trading, it will definitely be trading higher than this. All right? It will definitely be trading higher than this. I've been, posting this, and some persons are paying deaf ear to it. When we start saying, oh, I've turned, $20 to this or that, that is when some of you pay attention. Though it is not all tokens that are listed that trades very well, okay, that do very well in the space here. All right. Let me look at past, I want to look at past trading, past launchpad, so that you see the returns on those, launchpad. This were, previous launchpad. Okay, you can see Casper. How much, Casper is even the talk of the town right now. Okay, so these are previous launchpad that has done very well. All right, and all of that. So the one that is currently going right now is this. So all you just need is a bybit account. If you don't have one already, use the link we've been posting on the Telegram, okay, to join, to sign up an account, make a deposit on your account, all right? Either you have USDT in your account, or you just buy the MNT token and then be holding it, all right? By tomorrow, not tomorrow, next tomorrow, that is on the 22nd, right? On the 22nd is when the subscription will start. So when the subscription starts on the 22nd, you can either choose to subscribe. You will see a button that will appear here to tell you subscribe, okay, with the MNT token, or you choose to subscribe with what? With USDT, all right? You can do with USDT or do with MNT token. So depending on the number of tokens that you have, that is the number of tickets that you equally get, okay? I think one ticket is, where did Bybit specify that? One ticket should give you how much of this token. I can't really see that, but you come in here, okay, and read out this, read out all the terms and conditions here. You should be able to do. But the whole essence of sharing this with you is go ahead and participate in this. It is almost coming to you like free, all right? So once you click on the subscribe button, every other thing will be handled automatically, and then the allocation for this token will be the same 22nd. Okay, the timing are here. So the subscription will start from 3 UTC. Okay, and then this one will be by 11 UTC, and then the distribution will start. Then immediately it will be listed for spot trading. Okay. I think the day, it should still be that 22nd, right? Once listed for spot trading, you just monitor it. And once the price goes up, you go ahead and, sell it and then get back your money, right? From past experience, I've seen, I've seen a lot of positive result on Launchpad, right? I've seen a lot of positive. That is why I always put in all my effort to make sure that I promote it. So take advantage of that right now. MMT token is trading around 0.4 something, around 40, 50 cents right now. Okay. So you need a minimum of 50 MMT token or a minimum of 100 USDT to be able to participate in this. So make sure that you take advantage of that right now before the snapshot starts tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the subscription will start actually on the 22nd. Okay. Currently, we are on the period of the snapshot. So whatever, even if you sign up on Bybit today, deposit today, you will still be able to qualify for this in as much as you have 50 MMT token or 100 USDT in your wallet. All right. So take advantage of that, guys. All right. That is basically all I have to share with you. Thank you so much for your time. If there are no more questions, no more contributions, I think we'll call it a day here, guys. Take advantage of all the signals shared on the group. Desmond, are you raising your hand again? If that is the case, unmute yourself, okay? And then Osamede, is it Osamede? If you are raising your hand, go ahead and unmute yourself. And briefly, let's do that before we call it a day.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, boss. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a little thing I want to find out about a Launchpad. The snapshots currently going on, are they allocating any of the Credo token during the snapshots? And are they going, are people that have the MNT token or USDT right now during the snapshots, are they going to earn more when it gets to the subscription stage? That part, I don't understand it. The snapshot stage and the subscription stage. Can you just please explain? It's not clear to me, please.
Okay, the way the launch pad normally happens is that Bible will set a particular period where people can buy this token lower. All right. And it starts from the snapshot period. After you click on register on the registration button and all of that, we go into the snapshot period. Now, since Bybit has said you will only participate with either MMT token on your wallet or USDT, this period of the snapshot, whether it's 2 days or 3 days, is the period that they will be using. They are giving you the opportunity to keep making deposit. The more deposit you keep making, the more they will be taking note of that. So they are checking your balance, your funding, your spot wallet, whatever, the number of tokens that you have. All right. Now, I was trying to look at where one of those tickets, one ticket will cost, I don't know. Let me quickly find that. I think it's ticket. Okay, commit to draw lottery ticket. Okay. Yeah, you will receive 94 CRDS if you win the lottery for each winning ticket. All right. So if you are doing for USDT, all right, each winning ticket will give you 94. Okay. And then for the MMT, how much will it give you? I can't really see that. Okay. Subscribe to with at least 50 MMT, cap at 4,000 C per user when your average holding reaches the minimum requirement. Tickets, your daily. So I'm trying to see how many you will get when you do with the MMT. Okay. So when you qualify for a ticket, what this simply means is that when you qualify for a ticket, okay, you are going to get, for instance, if you are using USDT, you are going to get 94 of this token. So you are getting this 94 of this token at this price, right? So if eventually it is listed and it traded for $1, so you know that you get this. So it means that with your USDT, if you get more than one ticket, you are getting 94. But the highest you can get when you are doing with MNT token is 4,000 CRDS. Okay, you cannot get more than 4,000 CRDS, more than 4,000 of the token. All right. So this snapshot period is a period where Bybit is taking note of how much of the MMT token you have, and then how much of your USDT that you have. After this, the amount you have will determine the number of tickets you will get. Okay, so when it gets to the subscription stage, once you subscribe, you will now qualify for either a ticket. If you qualify with USDT for a ticket, it means that you're going to get only 94 of these tokens. If you qualify for 2 tickets, it means that you can get 94 by 2. If you qualify for 3 tickets, you can get that. Then if the number of MMT that you have qualifies you to get up to 4,000 of this token, that is the number you are going to, get. So at the end of the day, once the subscription phase ends, automatically the distribution period comes. The distribution period is when Bybit will automatically calculate that, okay, you got 94 of this token. How much is 94? They will now multiply 94 by 0.08 and deduct it either from your MMT, okay, or deduct it from, your, what's it called? Your USDT, all right? If 0.08 is around $2 or $3, that is what will be deducted from your USDT. If it is around $4, $5, that is what will be deducted from, your NNT token and all of that. Then once it is distributed, this token will be deposited into your wallet. All right. Once it's listed for trading, you can go to the spot market and sell it for profit. Do you get?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I get it now. Thank you.
So this period now,
That
you don't
means
need to
it's
do
different
anything.
from
Just wait.
launch pool. Okay.
No. This is different from launch pool.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Launch pool is basically staking and getting reward, but this one you are buying the token lower, and then in turn you sell it higher when it is listed for trading.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Leonard. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
go
it's
ahead.
Desmond.
Go ahead.
Mr. Leonard, to you, which one do you think is more advisable to buy with, the USDT or the the other one? Which one do you think is more advisable to you?
For the ones I've been doing, I always prefer to do the MMT stuff. All right, because with the MMT, I don't need to do qualify. Now, if you, I'm just taking a time to read the previous one. Okay, the balance as well as stake on the launch pool are fixed. Okay, this one is the MMT use collateral was 7. Okay. So all snapshot values. Okay, let's take, they say all snapshot values of asset holding requirement are conducted to determine whether you qualify for 2 or 3 tickets will be recorded as USDT, with non-USDT asset being counted based on. Okay, now the thing is, what I'm trying to explain here, the last launch pool or launch pad they did, okay, it requires that for you to qualify using USDT, it requires that you must be trading on the spot market. All right, I've not taken that time to read all of this. It requires that you must be trading on the spot market. You might have done a volume like every day of this launch, snapshot, you will be doing at least a minimum of $50. All right, I don't do spot trading like very often, which is why I prefer to do the token itself. The token, you don't need to do trading, just have a minimum of 50 and you are good. All right. So I would prefer to do the MMT than to do the USDT, right?
Okay.
But yeah, so if the more of this token you have, it means that can qualify you to get up to this 4,000 of this. Then here, if you get 1 ticket, you are getting 94. So if at the end of the day, you get like 3 tickets using USDT, you now multiply 3 by that 94. So that's basically what you get at the end of the day. So I prefer this one, but you can do the USDT if you want.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man.
Okay, look at what I was even looking at. Okay, so based on your current VIP status, spot trading volume, and daily average holding, you are expected to get 2 lottery tickets after joining the lottery. So yeah, you can get up to 2. So maybe at the end of the day, if you're lucky to get 2, it means that you can, get 94 of this by 94 by 2, right? But in this case, let's say you're holding much of this token and you eventually get up to 4,000 of those 4,000 of those tokens, right? Yeah, this is per user, right? This is the cap per user. So you can get up to this, right? So that is the reason why I just prefer doing the MMT token. Okay, any other question as regards this? All right. Thank you so much, guys. I do appreciate. Thank you for your time. And think we'll draw the line here. Okay. Every other conversation will continue on the Telegram. Take advantage of the signals that are sent there. And yeah, that is it. Okay. Support us, guys. That's the only thing. That is the reason why we don't charge for all of the things we do. Support us by signing up with our bybit link. If you already have a bybit account, it is very simple. Is either you just sign up, okay, with a link with a new email, and then just transfer your KYC. To take you less than a minute to do that, okay? Transfer your KYC, and then basically as you continue to trade, once Bybit sees those activities, that is how they support us, and then that is how we continue to equally support you too by providing this knowledge and the signals we do for free to all of you. So do that, and we'll appreciate you. Okay. Thank you guys for your time. If there is no questions, no more contributions, guys, we'll call it a day here. And then what advice will you give if a trade is going against someone? If a trade is going against you, you have a stop loss, okay, to stop your losses. So always stick to that stop loss and all of that. Or you just close the trade at market order. It's as simple as that, right? But if you have a trade set up and then your stop loss is somewhere, just hold on to it, okay? Until it hits your stop loss. So either it hits your stop loss or it goes and hit your take profit. It all depends on what you want, all right? So yeah, definitely there's no, it's not like trades will always go against you, right? Trades will always go against you. And then your trades will always go in your favor. So yeah. Some of you are actually looking at switching your account to edge mode, right? Yeah. I don't know whether you want to start taking both trades from the beginning. Okay, edge mode is good, but you need to understand when you need to edge the market, right? Not that you just from the onset, you just use edge mode, open long, open short. Remember that one will be going in your favor, one will be going against you. All right. And if you're using the same capital, you're like just gambling, you're not doing anything there. So you need to understand there are strategies where you use edge mode. For instance, if I look at a particular chart right now, okay, let's say I come in here and say, oh, this token would definitely come and, maybe there is a hold up here or there's a resistance here where this token will bounce back. And I'm ready to hold on that token. For instance, I've already, noticed that maybe your analysis have told you already that there is a resistance or a strong resistance up here, right? That this market will bounce there and come back. And then you decided to take short somewhere around here, right? You decided to short the market around there and eventually shoot up again to that next level. If you are ready to hold this token until it returns here and you have the capital to do that, why not? That is when edge mode comes in, okay? You want to take advantage of that little move here. As it continues to move to the next resistance level or the next support level, you close the trade there and then maybe add more to the existing position. And then when it start coming in, you now maybe your average buy will somewhere be around there. Once it start coming back, you're already in profit. So you need to be calculative about this. You need to know what you're doing. Not that from the onset, you just open both long and short position at the same time. If you do that, guys, you're on your own because if the market goes against you, you'll be losing. You're not making any progress, right? So yeah, that is basically it for today. I'm sorry, I will not have time to look at all of these tokens you're posting on the YouTube channel, all right? Just take advantage of what we have on the Telegram, okay? And then the ones that will come more. We have other meetings we need to attend. Maybe tomorrow we can sit down and look at all the tokens you are sending. And basically, yeah, that is it for today, guys. Enjoy yourself. Have a nice weekend. Have a profitable weekend ahead. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, or the conversation continues on the Telegram. Bye-bye, everyone, and see you later.